What is up, ladies and germs? We are back with another episode of We Draft Paper Spiderman version. So, here we go. So, I had some camera mounting difficulties and everyone's getting started in the draft, so I immediately just kind of had to throw it together without getting my little tripod figured out. But so um, we opened Terminate. So bear with me as the video will be up and down, and then it'll end up switching side to side after the first pack because then I adjust my life. So luckily I was in a spot. You'll see a little shaking and all that stuff, and I apologize, but I'm trying to make it happen so I don't lose this footage. But this deck was pretty sweet. So this is premium removal. I ended up taking this. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature in white. After taking Terminate, it seemed fine. At this point, I'm just trying to just pick good cards, try to find my lane, and I find my lane pretty quick, but yeah, just trying to see what's right. This set is super corset-y. I think I take a black removal spell here. Yeah, this set is super corset-y, implying that it's very basic, almost ABC kind of magic. Like, make sure you got your removal, make sure you have your win con, make sure your curve looks nice. Like, so like corsets give me that kind of feel. But so I don't feel that I don't have like something to believe in because in corsets there's a lot less of that, but there are also, this is the card I'm looking for. So I felt like this came by pretty late, but I think this card's one of the best commons in the sets. It's a 2/2 for 2 and ward 2, and it gets flying once it becomes modified, which modified includes counters, and then I get kind of rewarded getting the double striker, cannot be blocked, 1/1 for 3, and that's great. That's what I want to. So I find my lane. Kind of wasting. I mean the white removal spell's good, but first pick Terminate into that just doesn't feel great. I picked the uncommon, and it makes a non-equipment artifact into a 3/3 creature, thinking that there's some applications. But I do like I was considering the Morbius there. Morbius is 3/1 Vigilant Flying Lifelink. Really great card, and it has some graveyard application too. But I took the removal spell because understanding I don't know if I'm black or wanting to splash black. But yeah, that was where the kind of thought process went there, so I ended up doing that. Here I think I took the counter spell, yep. I didn't end up playing the counter spell. My deck turned out to be incredibly tempo based, and I ended up going 2/1 for the night. So I lost to this guy that was just way deep into villains, but you know, the Doc Ock, 5-drop Doc Ock, kind of like stopped me both games. And then he had the mythic Doc Ock, which that thing just gives villains +2/+2, and then all sorts of text on that card. So that didn't feel great. So he reanimated that the second game, but the first game he just killed me with the comment, and I can't. I actually tried to remove it, but it had hexproof, which I thought it only got hexproof for X amount of cards in the graveyard, but it has hexproof if you control another villain. So I ended up getting my camera right, so bear with me. Thank you for the patience to my adjustment. So whip or whoosh, whatever it was, The bounce spell card is actually really, really great, especially in a tempo based deck. Like, I'm trying to get counters on my guys. It's hard for them to interact with my Ward 2 2/2s and so on and so forth. So this is free entertainment of just watching me get my life together. I was really struggling with the iPod tonight. It was not sticking for me. So this pack is nuts for me. Oh, these are my cards. I was like, wait, man, I would take the whole pack based off where I'm at. So yeah, that was the last card of the pack. As I got caught up, I got my life together. So yeah, let's see what we open up here. I think yeah, I got the green rare. That is like a kill spell of some sort, I think. And then you have the cheering crowd, which both players each turn gets the option of adding a 1/1 counter, but getting that mana on their first main phase, which is really good. But I wasn't looking to do that, especially splashing for it. And I don't like the idea of just helping them. This is actually a brutal first pick. So I'm looking things to give my creatures modify. So picking this, granted, this card was great in my deck. It gives +1/+1 and a counter, and then it also gives my creature hexproof, and it's also a removal spell for creatures with power 4 or greater. So that ended up working out. This card, there's a lot of good green kind of flowing at our end of the table. I think there was a world where I was in a white-green deck, but I don't think it would have been as linear. I think I would have had maybe a little bit better cards. It would not have been as linear and direct for a archetype, which I do think is really important. Yeah, the Daily Bugle Reporters is really good, but I just like the Mana War. The Mana War cards just, I don't even know what the real name was, but just bounce your creature, especially in a deck that I'm looking to be tempo based. So Imposter Syndrome. So this could have been good in my deck, but I think that it ended up being my my last cut that I made, because I was at 24 cards and I don't want to play 17 lands or 16 lands. And so, I take it here on speculation, because that card can just be nuts. And especially, like, I'm looking for flyers for creatures with evasion. I'm looking for just ways to get in and push, and making it difficult for them to interact with my creatures. That's that's the exact reason why I end up losing, because they have a 4/5 that can turn into an 8/8 with the Doc Hawk, and I just can't interact with it. Can't bounce it. I can't do anything. Like, I'm gonna probably lose those games unless I have dump all my resources in it. That 3/3 for 4 artifact that makes other non-equipment artifact creatures have make it into a 3/3. That card ended up it originally made the deck, but I immediately cut it. It was like, this doesn't do anything. I only had it's a villain for first of all, and I did get the 1/1 flyer for 2 that you get a +1/+1 counter on it for each villain you play. I had some villains in the sideboard, but none that I was willing to splash for. Really wasn't trying to splash at all this evening, so the aerial ally is fine, but Whoosh is good. I think Whoosh is one of the best blue commons, because you're kicking it, and so bounce something, draw a card. I'll pay 4 mana for that, especially in a tempo style deck. That feels really good. Cast your 4 or 5, even a 3, 4 or 5 drop. That's fine. I'll just bounce it, draw a card, keep my things going. I have a lot of 2-drops in this deck, so I can move the line, kind of keep things going my way, and work on double spelling. They are awkward in the fact that sometimes when you really want to draw that card, but you just have to leave up some form of interaction to save your creature or mess their tempo up because they're, curving out well. Beetle was pretty good in this deck as a counter if it goes to the graveyard. So like it's a thing that, but it's also a 3/3 flyer, and I know in a spider deck you think there's a lot of reach, which there is, but like it's not the end of the world, especially in blue and white, when there's just good interaction to have to kind of provide more evasion or get around it. I mean, I probably Bagel and Schmear would have been actually really good in my deck. I took the dual land here. I like casting my cards. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I get another 2/2 Ward 2, baby. Got 2 of them. So now I'm feeling good that I have 2 of those. Now I just need to make sure I can support by modifying creatures. By modifying creatures, yeah, we're getting there. In the pod, there was some good cards getting passed or getting slurped up on their picks. Like there was the Soul Stone which is, I think it's like a $70 card at the time. A $65, $70 card. So I had one of those going around, and then a couple of the flip cards, the legendary mythics of the different flip cards, transform cards. This pick kind of felt bad, just on the Thwip, just a little combat trick. But nothing to sing home about. I mean, I had a choice to take the counterspell / tempo. For whatever reason, normally I love playing counterspells in like a tempo deck, but for whatever reason, I just didn't want it in this deck. I think they would have been fine. I think there was a lot, how it ended up playing out, that because I had one already picked, but I ended up siding it in a lot because a lot of my stuff's on their turn. That's how my tempo was rolling. I'm bouncing their thing with the whoosh and just trying to keep them spending their mana on nothings and stuff like that. So I think Counterspell was better than I was giving it credit for a deck like this. But like you got to be careful with tempo decks because like you can't have just too much interaction on their turn type thing. Then it turns into a control deck, and then you're kind of like pulling both ways, like in my tempo and my control. And kind of like what I was saying earlier, like you want to stay more linear within your archetype, and this archetype, how I was getting a lot of my damage in was tempo. So bounce spells, protection spells, blowing them out with them spending their mana and making turns awkward for them. Took the dinosaur. I don't know why I went this late. This was a 10-person pod, but the dinosaur's not a card that I want to play against. It also has Ward 2. So hard to deal with, but at 6 mana, you should be able to pay for something to take care of it. But you're probably spending your whole turn doing that. So just consider yourself time warped. That was I think the 1/1 comes in with the 1/1 counter, and which is pretty good. Off to pack 3. Pack 3 went pretty well for me. I think it was very supported. I took the rare here. I think understanding that I'm at this point that I'm going to be casting spells on their turn. The Silver Sable would actually be busted in my deck, and actually almost made it back to me, in all honesty. But I think the Hydro Man being able to, so this is a weird card, but I like it in this deck because some of my interaction that I want to fade turns or blow them out to spending their mana with whooshes and stuff like that. So it's a 2 mana 2/2, and then Whenever you cast a blue spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So like that's already fine. But then on their turn, it untaps itself and turns into a land. So basically, it's pseudo ramp and like can be a creature to do whatever you need to with, but not defensively. But on the offense side, it's nice. And then casting blue spells if I'm wanting to pump it is really really good too. Come to find out, the No More Spiderman, or the 2-mana blue aura that makes their creature into a 1/1 defender and loses all abilities. Like, that card's really really good. This card was a gift here. It's basically, it has a mayhem cost of 2, and if you mayhem it, you get to auto equip it. But it gives +2/+0 flying and haste. So basically, if I put that on my ward 2/2/2, that's just a 4/2 haste flying creature, which I already had flying, and I just picked up another unblockable double strike creature, which that equipment is even better on, because if I'm on 5 mana, I play my 3-drop double strike 1/1 and can't be blocked, and then just attach that onto it. Has haste, and it's getting in for 6 if they have nothing to interact with it. Secret Identity, it's pretty good, and I like that card. Of the modality of it, it has an aggressive side, has a protection side, and that's what this deck kind of wants. It just wants to interact with, if they cast something, like, I want to be able to do something off it. Another whoosh, taking all the whooshes. That white card gives vigilance and first strike to a creature, which is actually pretty good. I think it would have been fine in my deck. I was kind of lacking in 3-drops, but with my interaction, it ended up feeling fine on curve. This was a big pickup. This is the aura that gives its flash, 5 mana, 4 and a blue, to give target creature +2/+2, and then you make 2 1/1 flyers, or flying robots, or whatever. That card's great, especially when I put it on my ward 2/2/2/2s. Yeah, it's just, that's exactly what I want to be doing. So yeah, I ended up going 2-1. Won my first match like incredibly fast. He was on like Gruul Stomp kind of stuff, but like when he's spending all of his mana every turn for a big creature and I just bounce it, yeah, he's a little upset. And come to find out, he didn't like the ward 2 on those guys, which I wanted neither. It's that's why I think the card's so busted. I ended up taking a land here too. I think I probably should have took the beetle, but just the consideration of splashing for some of the quality black cards that I got, I think the right pick was taking the beetle. Any rate, but and then round 2 I played against that good villain deck. That guy ended up going 3-0. This deck was really just very smooth. Villains can be really really good, but I also think the best modified deck against the best villain deck, I think the modified deck's going to be better. And then round 3 I went against like a mono white tokens deck, which he did his thing. Like he was getting +1/+1 tokens everywhere. Like, and I saw some of his games earlier, and I was like, when he was humming, like it was hard. Like he was really, his synergy in his deck was really really good, and it was coming from a guy that doesn't play like synergy that much. He kind of does like the fun thing a lot, and but no, this is a very synergistic deck. Like tempo was huge in our game, and I think he didn't make some like proactive attacks when he should have been, which made it. I mean, my cards are scary. Unblockable double strike is a scary thing, but yeah. So I do appreciate you guys hanging out. I want to continue to do these episodes of We Draft Paper. I want better ways to do it. So if you guys have those kinds of ways, let me know. I'm going to have the deck list up here in a second. But if you guys like what we do here, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I appreciate any of the support. I'm MTG Flux, and we are out with another episode. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.